Yo, 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 what's up, Kwanza Global
Hey.
family? Another episode 17,
Yes.
17, and we're here to talk about giving yourself your flowers, giving yourself,
Yes.
being proud of yourself,
Mhm.
giving yourself some credit and
Yes.
not beating yourself up
Mhm.
along the way on this beautiful journey of
Yep.
life as you're, living your life, as you're pursuing your dream, as you're doing what God called you to do. Do
Yeah.
not beat yourself up and kick yourself. And whenever when you fall or you make a mistake, whatever it is, do not beat yourself up. It's a part of the journey. It's a part of life. Dust yourself off. It is okay. Give yourself a break, cut
Yeah.
yourself some slack. It is okay, but do not stop. Keep
Right.
going. Keep going. Be proud of yourself
Yeah.
because you need that on this journey. You cannot beat yourself up to the point where you defeat yourself. You do not want to be your own worst enemy. You don't want to defeat yourself on this journey.
Mhm.
You know, um, you know, you got people, around you, who support you and everything. You do not want to be the one to, make yourself fall. You got people who want to see you, succeed. The family around you, your friends, and people who support you, and you really want to be, there for yourself. I think people don't talk about that enough. You really want to be there for yourself, in every way possible. Take care of yourself. Give yourself credit. If you have to take some time and refresh and get back to yourself, do that. Whatever it is, take care of yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually. Emotionally, all of that. Take care of yourself. Do not beat yourself up or punish yourself. For anything. Be kind to yourself, which is important during this. You know, as on the journey. You know what I mean? You gotta enjoy it.
Oh yeah. In other words, like don't wait.
Yeah.
Don't wait. Don't wait until you reach your goal to be proud of yourself. Pretty much. It's like stop. Like stop telling like stop. Like don't stop yourself from enjoying every step of the way to success.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's
For real.
always like don't do that because at some point you weren't there. So the closer you are, the better, and that means you have to celebrate. You have to be proud of yourself. You have to realize that
Yeah.
like celebrating every success and being proud of yourself takes a lot,
Yeah.
right? Because you took a lot to be where you are, and then be proud of every step you take, because this is going to only make you stronger. This will only motivate you. That's not a way to distract you. That's not a way to weaken you. It only makes you stronger. It only has you realizing that, hey, that is a real deal. This is a real deal. Like, I worked hard to be where I am now. I'm proud of myself. I am enjoying this because there's so much. It's like it's personal to you, right? As much as it's personal to you, you also want to make time to celebrate every success that comes out of it, that every failures too, because again, you're only learning from it, you're only getting better, and you're not letting it stop you from keeping on going, right? So um even when you're down, even when you feel like you're not getting anywhere, you've got to remember that at some point in life you weren't where you were. If
Yeah.
you feel like, oh, I still have a lot of work to put on, I still have a lot of weight, I mean, I still have a lot to reach, etc., etc.,
Yeah.
you need to realize that at some point you were in there,
Yeah.
and you're just getting started.
Yeah.
So you've got to be proud of just you being focused on that journey.
Yeah.
In other words, don't wait to be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to realize, you got to really um embrace that that
Yeah,
journey. You've
for
really got to embrace
sure.
that journey, and then that's only getting better, and hope that it's only getting better from there.
And it's definitely important because if you know in if you don't when you don't take that time to really just do these things is because you don't want to get into a space where then you you become ungrateful. You know what I mean? Like the work that you're putting in, and the reason why you're doing it, you know part of it is to inspire people, impact people. You're serving others around you. So if you're constantly beating yourself up, or not thinking something is enough, or not thinking you put in your best work, or basically you're not giving yourself your just due. You're at some point you're I feel like the way you move as far as your actions and everything will reflect that. Your attitude will reflect that, and it might show in the sense that that's if if you don't balance it in the sense that you know that you're not going overboard, in that you're putting too much on yourself, too much pressure on yourself, or you're what's the word, you're putting too much weight on your shoulders, trying to basically carry the world on your back, you know with certain things, and or just essentially having unrealistic expectations of how you want things to look or go, or whatever it is that you're doing, depending on what you're doing. But you don't want to have that mentality where you start to become ungrateful, unthankful of where you're at, and even where you're going. You don't want to be in that position where you're kind of just looking at things, and you're not, you're kind of you're not proud of it. Because you want to put work out there that you're proud of, that you call excellent, that you call good, that you call really, that people, that other people will look at, and find joy in it, and happiness, and all of that. So you don't want to be caught in that space. Some people find it a good thing, or think it's to be kind of not satisfied, but it's not I don't see it as a bad thing, to be satisfied with your work, in a sense of, like, no, satisfied in the sense that, oh, I put in, this work, and it is good. That's a great thing to be able to say and to know. And I think that when I think it, because I know it's just a thing to kind of just be unsatisfied. It's like, oh, I'm not going to, like, I'm not going to be satisfied, because if I'm satisfied, then I'm going to get complacent, and then I'm not going to put in that work. And it's like, I understand that side of it, not trying to be
Right.
complacent,
I don't know what it takes.
but that's more of not trying to be too comfortable, in the sense that you're not stagnant. You don't want to be stagnant, and you're not making any progress. Of course you don't want to do that, but you can continue to make progress, and be proud of your work, and know that you did a good job in whatever it is you're doing, and continue to put out great work, and continue to be proud of what you're doing. God gave you these gifts for a reason. Why wouldn't you be proud of the results of the product, of the of you putting your the gifts that were given to you, the talents and abilities that you have to use? Why wouldn't you be proud of it? I think that would be odd for you not to be satisfied or proud of the work that you put in, and what it's doing out in the world, and how it's blessing others, and how it's blessing you, and providing for people, and all of that. All the things that it's doing. It'd be odd for you not to be satisfied, or happy, or good, proud of that work, and to congratulate yourself for doing the good job on what you've done. God has blessed you with that for a reason. For you to kind of just look at it as nothing, or whatever, I don't think that's a good mentality or space to be in. You know what I mean? Not being stagnant, you don't have to have such a mindset where it basically borders on ungrateful uh or very or lacking of appreciation or love or of care for what you do or what for created. I don't that's the space you get in when you're like, "Oh, I'm not satisfied." It's like, no, if you put in the work, your best work, that you put in, with the gifts that you have, then what I mean, it's good. Continue to do that. So I think it's just it's a balance. You just want to be, of course you don't want to be, you don't want to, I think the word one should use is, you don't want to be stagnant, and comfortable staying where you are, as far as just staying put and not progressing and not moving forward and not, continuing to make an impact, continuing to dream and continuing to inspire. You don't want to just stay, and stagnant. That's for sure. That's different. You don't want to be stagnant. That's a better word to use. Don't want to be stagnant and not move at all. But yeah, you don't have to be stagnant, and I mean, being proud of yourself, and you know not beating yourself up, and making mistakes and getting back up and all of that, and keep going forward, and being proud of your work, and knowing that it's good and that you did well, does not equate stagnancy, or that you're becoming complacent, and or doing anything of that sort in any way. So I think it's just we have to get into that space,
Yeah.
where we're not confusing that we're us being happy with what we've done, with our work, is a bad thing. Let's get that out. Let's get that mind. Let's do away with that mindset, and just simply, we don't continue to again, not to be happy and joyful in our work. You want to be joyful in our work. So and being joyful in our work, you're
Yeah.
not going to be stagnant in
Enjoying
any
the
way. Of
moments.
course, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good, just enjoying the moment, and embracing the moment, enjoying it. And again, it falls into what we've talked about before: falling in love with the process. You know, um, just day by day, night by night. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, all of it. You know, just enjoying it, embracing it, and not falling into this textbook way of doing things. Also, but man, again, give yourself your flowers, man. Do not,
That reminds me
fall
how
into that.
like when you see those this Instagram stuff, like these posts, people be saying like, we haven't given the flowers of the year and of this person, of that person,
Oh yeah, yeah,
after all
exactly.
of them have been doing.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
why do we wait this long to want to
Yeah,
give the flowers of this person just because they
exactly.
had been having this
Exactly.
successful movie?
Exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about here. That gave us, that's an example of that. You hear that all the time. It's like, how come we wait till this person has gotten, this long, or the person had, maybe even the person has passed away already, and it's like, ah, man, it's like,
Yeah,
they
I
haven't
hate
got
that.
it, they haven't gotten their
They
flowers till
haven't
now,
given
or
this
like,
much.
or they were killing it, but it's kind of like maybe they didn't get that recognition, or they weren't understood until after the fact, and it's like, man, they should have gotten their flowers while they were, you were able to see them face to face
Do you
and
know
say
who the
thank you, or what's
person
up,
that I'm
that kind of
so
thing.
grateful for got the how do I put this? Got the recognition, I'll say, that he was doing something great. Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah,
I'm
for
just
sure,
so
for
happy,
sure.
even though people dragged him and talked a lot of negative things on him because he lost so much weight because he was battling
Yeah,
cancer, and even during
yeah,
Black Panther, he was still battling cancer,
yeah,
and he was still looked good. But because he lost a couple weight,
yeah,
because things got a little worse, that's it. People
yeah,
people were saying a lot of other things. You see what I was saying about about the internet, social media, and all of that.
Yeah.
It's a horrible place
Yeah,
to be
definitely.
in.
It could definitely be
they could
toxic
project
for
this
sure.
much negativity onto somebody's life and not know what the person is going through.
Yeah, it's a
That
place
is
where people,
horrible.
they just cover their faces and say anything.
That is horrible. That's
there's
why
no face and
none of my kids are on the internet. It's a horrible place to be.
I'm telling you, yeah.
Because they could say like anything just because you have your phone, you have the keyboard, you can just type anything you want.
Yeah, it's really insane.
I'm just happy that Chadwick got the
absolutely
for sure the
he definitely got
acknowledgement.
his flowers
I think
for
he
sure.
really did got his flowers for sure.
Absolutely.
Because after Black Panther, I mean, he did a lot of great movies. I know he did that detective movie in South
21
Africa.
Bridges.
Lord, I still have to finish 21 Bridges.
Message to the King, right? Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
one of my favorite.
That was one of the. That might have been one of the first, if not the first, Chadwick Boseman movie I watched, and I didn't even.
It's funny.
That was before I knew it was him. Like I saw, obviously we saw the name, but it's like that was before we knew it was him.
I didn't know that was the him.
So we didn't.
The way I watched this movie, it was just because he was from South Africa. His character was from South Africa. That he was looking for his sister.
Yeah, he was looking
that
for
was
his
killed
sister,
here in America.
Insane, man.
So that's pretty much how I found about him. I thought he was South African.
Yeah.
So I had no idea he was from here, and it was actually an American actor, and he was making this much
movies,
impact, and then like he was doing such great things, and
powerful,
oh my gosh.
Man. And I'll tell you, that's how you make an impact. Like
Charlie is just chilling next to God, that's for sure. He's just one of his favorite angel.
Yeah, he can't
angels.
Be nowhere better, right? For real.
He's chilling right now. We're just living the life.
And we're talking about
just suffering here now.
And that's well, that's what we're talking about. Flowers, man. Like
peace.
Like for real.
He did what he had to do.
Yeah.
He did his purpose.
Yeah, for sure.
And thanks to Denzel.
Oh yeah,
that man would never go unnoticed. See, that's the thing.
So that's why.
That's another thing too. I was trying to. This is
living your purpose.
It's really interesting.
That's why it's important.
Denzel. It wasn't about Denzel. Yeah. It was about him.
Yeah, for sure.
So it wasn't really because he could have somebody was paying for him to go to school. He could have done anything.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But he made the choice to finish what he had to finish school.
Yeah, finish
because he knew his purpose was bigger than that.
Exactly.
He could have stopped there. Again, I just love how our like podcasts are so related. They kind of follow like a movie.
Yeah,
because first, if you all remember, we talked about in episode 15, success is in the vision.
Yeah.
I feel like Chadwick saw himself already successful.
Oh, definitely. I know he did. That's
why he stuck by.
And he had faith
by
in it,
Denzel,
and he had the faith through it all.
And then he finished school. He was focused into his career, and he did it because he knew he was bigger than that.
Damn, that's a great.
And then he was ready, right? He was ready for that world. He had a choice.
And even what's even more powerful, like you said, even going through what he was going through that nobody knew, he still was still killing roles that people are talking about now, even after he's gone. Within sickness. So talk about, are you ready? No, he's ready.
He was way ready.
Ready.
Better than ready.
You know what I mean? Cancer. All right, cool. I'm
still
here.
Gonna act.
I'm still gonna act.
I have to do.
Doesn't matter what.
And now we're giving him flowers
and
even after that,
gone. Even after, and during he was getting.
And he was still getting flowers during because I know Denzel talked about him, and nobody knew Denzel helped him in school until he got his first award.
I'm telling you.
He was killing it. And next to Michael B. Jordan. Next to Michael Jordan.
Michael B.
Michael B. Jordan next to him.
Yo, that collab.
He killed it. They both killed it.
You know what I mean? That's like different. That's different. And everybody gave him his flowers for that Black Panther role. That's a legendary role that he'll forever be. Because he just changed the culture, period, for that one. And just every role he did was just, you felt his presence. So I mean,
felt ready. So I just love how y'all just need to think about how we just broke it down.
Yeah.
That way you would understand. There's so much more to life than anything. Nobody comes to your life for like a coincidence. There's always a lesson to life. There's always a reason. There's always a lesson. Yeah. And then it's your choice to either grab that opportunity, whether it's that chance, or just sit back and just watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, it's really, yeah. It's
Nothing is easy. Nothing is easy. Even when he got to the point that it could have just be chilling.
Yeah,
he could have just told the world that he was sick, and nobody would be mad at him.
Of course not.
No one would be mad at him. That movie Black Panther was during when he was sick. He could just stay home and say, "I don't care." But by making that movie, he touched so much heart. He changed a whole perspective. Not only for the world to see, but also for another kind of race to understand the African black culture.
Yeah, it's different.
I was so that time I was in college. Different. I was in college.
Yeah.
I was still in SUNY Jefferson when I watched that movie with my friends at the movie with my white friends.
Yeah.
You can't even imagine how proud I was. You cannot imagine. All my friends were like, "Oh my gosh, I want to go to Africa." They think Wakanda was real. I'm like, it looks like it, but it ain't real, okay? Yeah. But they were like, "Oh, that means we have this literally portray Africa. We have the resources. We can make anything."
Nah, yeah,
we
it's
really
just
do.
in a totally different light.
We are that
and that is something you can't that type of feeling that you felt is something that that come about impact. Because that's like when you think of Africa, you think like, yo, this is
poor.
They black people made it advanced smarts.
I'm telling
you, like another level of smart.
We would have never thought this was coming.
Advanced, intelligent, sophisticated.
We would have never seen this
fresh, clean. What's it called? Stylish. Charismatic. Just
whatever.
Doing the thing. Like that's Africa right there. Yeah. Like that's how you show
that's
it.
How you present
and in a superhero movie, made it even better. Like, come on, son. And Chadwick killed it. Like he made it. So I mean, like, yo, his flowers were
never.
He keeps getting them still till now, and that's
never. See this coming.
I'm telling you.
This was a whole nother level.
Man.
Of finishing a work that he was made for.
Yep.
That's what he was made for.
I'm telling you.
And are you surprised that he did all his best movies while being sick?
Yeah.
That's called purpose.
I'm telling you, like there's nothing that can stop it.
once
you know what you have, once you know what you're here for, oh man, I don't care who talk about it. I don't care what tries to come at you. It doesn't matter. Your purpose will oh my gosh, it just triumphs over all of the obstacles life tries to throw, all the things the enemy tries to throw your way. Like, come on. Like, we're talking about, like, cancer is one of the worst of the worst in regards to health. That's one of the worst things that could happen to you, you know. And it's slow, you know, and it takes its time, and it just and you know, and it's out of your control, that kind of thing. So it's like, man, you know, when
it's hard.
You know, God is good though. God is good. You know what I mean? When you know, purpose is such a strong thing because it doesn't allow you to see what some people would just give up. You know, that's the worst of the worst. You know, and it's a bad thing. But you know, when you're living a purpose, even things that happen to you that people be like, dang, how did you keep going? Nah. You know, it's that engine that God gives you. It's that that engine that just keeps you going and going, that won't stop until, you know, it's, you know, you've completed, you know, what you've had to do, you know, while here. So I mean, it's purpose it cannot be, you know, said enough how crucial it is to know your purpose and hey, again,
Dave, that reminds me in that cartoon movie Soul.
Yeah.
You see how before throwing the babies on Earth,
they
would have to find their purpose.
They have to find their purpose first.
That cartoon movie was a real deal.
Yo, no, it was a real deal.
It's like, you're good at this, you're good at that, you're good at that. You're gonna be a corrupted
right
politician.
Yeah, right. That
and
was funny.
You would play. I don't know what that baby that threw was supposed to be again. I forgot.
Yeah, I know.
There was one. I think that last stubborn baby, and they had to make his own.
Yeah,
they had to make
I remember
his own,
now. I can't even remember.
With the guy.
That was funny.
He was supposed to play something. I think he was supposed to play jazz.
It was music
I
too,
think
right?
I think supposedly the guy was supposed to be a teacher.
Yeah, yes.
He was meant to teach
Yeah.
because he had the
Love
love
of
of
it,
it, but he
yeah.
couldn't play because he was too
Yeah,
what
it
too
wasn't. Yeah,
selfish.
that wasn't really his calling. It was great at it, but that wasn't really what he was meant to do.
So you're supposed
So,
to give the
yeah,
love for
yeah,
people to
it
play,
was
but
almost
that's
supposed to
also
share it.
weird
It was
though.
supposed to
Why
more.
can he not play?
I think he could, but no, I wasn't even that he couldn't. I think what it was is that he was so he was so concerned of playing that he became selfish. He became too absorbed about it. Because
Okay.
remember, he had the teaching job and he was doing the gig.
Yeah.
But once he got the gig, remember, it's almost like
He
lost
forgot what's the
he
love.
forgot what the reason he was
So
like it's almost like he lost kind of the sense of why. It's like, all right, he got the gig, so what else? That's it? That's all that's all your life is about?
So it's
Just
more than that.
yeah,
So for him
it's
to
bigger than
realize,
that.
for him to realize that it's more than just playing.
Yeah, it's more than
It's
just
all
getting that
about-
big time. Because remember, he
again-
wanted to be famous too. He wanted to be big time. Because that
Again-
was the whole point of the. He was
again-
like, "Oh, you're gonna
Again,
make
being comfortable.
exactly."
You ready?
Yeah,
The
you know
road.
Yeah,
It's not about being
yeah,
comfortable where you
yeah,
are. It's more than that.
It's more than that. And even when you get to that next level, that's not it.
That's not
Don't
it.
stop there, because he was gonna. That was it for him.
Okay.
He thought he made it in life.
That's why.
Because remember, the lady was singing, and it was like, oh, and then he finally made it. It was like a tryout for him. And then when he finally made the team to the jazz team, he was talking on the phone, and then he fell through.
Like he forgot everything.
Yeah, he forgot everything.
It's just like, I
That's
get
it.
to play that thing.
Now think about it. Imagine his life. That was the thing with the movies. Like, imagine his life ended there. That would suck. Like, bro, you didn't even do like that's your life. That's it.
No
You just
legacy.
fell down a drain, and that's it. You're dead. See, that was why. If it ended like it would have been so tragic. But the fact that when we see it later on, what he does.
So far.
I'm telling you. So it would have been such a tragic story if it ended like that, and it was just like a message to say like, all right, there's stuff that you love to do. There's things that you're called to do, but it's almost like don't get caught up in those certain stages in life, and then think like, all right, I made $100 million. I'm good. Let me just chill. I'm not good. Like, you could be someone who's bored. Those motivational speakers don't
be like Rihanna. Be like my girl Rihanna. Be like my girl Riri. She ain't stopping. Listen, she has a whole nother. She has a bunch of stores gonna be opening soon in Africa.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so proud of Rihanna.
Don't stop. Don't
She
stop.
won't
You
stop.
see what I'm saying?
I'm
Like,
telling
you can't stop where you are.
She
what is she? She's been how long has it been? We already know she's been a billionaire for a minute. She's still.
I think they're saying that she's like getting more. She's like 3 billion. Like she's like 3 billion.
And what and who?
She's like 3 billion.
And I mean.
Now she's even more billionaire. She has more money now than Jay-Z. So now it's like, what's his name? Ye?
Yeah. Oh, Kanye? Yeah.
And then it's her, and then it's Jay-Z.
That's crazy.
Then now comes LeBron.
That's crazy.
So she literally is in the second place now.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is the third. She used to be the third. Now it's Jay-Z.
That's crazy. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, she's gonna take over the whole world.
You.
Right now, it's all about her.
That's what we're saying. Like, even with all that, she's
still,
making
She's
impact.
doing her thing.
Yeah.
Can you be mad at her?
And you see, it's even better when you understand that even with all of that, the more that you put out, the more that you get, you still get blessed with. That's just a principle that we should all understand.
She's creating opportunities for other people,
and
because now she has like more black models in Africa.
Yeah, and that's something you don't.
Out,
yeah, that's
and
something.
She also has
that's
like
groundbreaking.
She has
stuff.
She has a lot of variety. Like, the thing is, like, we need people like that who are good people, who are open minded on life, on how things are going. We have that's how we need good people ahead. Pretty much, we need good people ahead, because if they have, because they got to be privileged to be in that position they are at now. Now they are opening doors for the next generation. They're not being selfish. They're aware, so they're making places for the others. And I'm pretty sure that she's gonna teach that little boy of him, of hers so much potential, how to run things, and it's gonna be it's like a legacy.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna have more kids. I want her to have a girl now, okay?
Yep.
But it's so exciting seeing like seeing her, because if you really have um watched her growth, if you really have been her fan since
Yeah.
when she started, you would
Yeah.
have been like, she was headed for greatness. And
Yeah.
people like that, when they know their purpose, when they know their purpose, they're not comfortable to the place when things are getting better. They're not say, oh no, that's it, because she could have been A.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm not gonna call her names, but
Yeah.
Beyonce, what is she doing? Now she wanna be in business, okay?
Mhm.
Like, she's been a queen now for quite a while, okay? Making music, that's it. That's what you're gonna be making music. But anyways, everybody has their own call. I'm not gonna call people because, again, it has to be your call. You know, if you're not for it, again,
Yeah. You really have to.
again, it has to be within you to want to do it. If it's not, if we're not saying that just because you feel like there's something, oh, you're gonna go for it and then it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
It has to be a call. Like, a call means what? Something that's in you that keeps telling you to do it.
Yeah, for
Something
sure.
that you've been craving for.
Yeah.
Or are craving for.
Yeah.
Something that you would die for.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It has to be so much more than just like
Yeah.
a dream.
Yeah.
It has to be like a whole mental, like a
Yeah.
whole mindset.
It's gonna be like reality, honestly.
More
It
than you,
becomes
like
reality, for
like
sure.
visualizing it.
That
You're like,
could-
you're seeing it.
Yeah, you could taste it.
You
bro.
could taste it. You could
taste
feel.
it.
You
For
could
real.
you could feel it. You know,
Yeah.
like more than anything in the world.
Yeah.
That what's called a call.
Yeah.
That's what it's a call, and that's why people nowadays are like
Yeah, for sure.
known for what they're doing, because
Yeah.
it was the call.
I'm telling you.
No matter what, you're not giving up. You're going for it, and you're doing your thing. And
Yeah.
I'm so, again, proud of my girl Riri. I want to meet her so
Yeah,
bad.
you know, giving yourself your flowers, you know what I mean, you see it all the time, and I always I like, you know, when, you know, people like Riri, for instance, people like Braun. I love when they just talk about, you know, where they've come from, you know,
I
how
love it too.
and they mention that, and it's, you know, it's a common thing that they mention
I
anytime
love
people
that
ask,
too.
and they ask them, it's like, oh, it's like, you know, LeBron always says this about himself. He's like, yo, I'm not supposed to be here, you know, I'm a, you know, his his mom, single mom, raised him, Akron, Ohio, you know, growing up poor, you know, moving from house to house, you know,
Yeah.
never being, you know, never being in a stable, you know, house, you know, obviously having to go to different schools and all of that. And despite all of that, you know, now he's, I mean, like literally, you know, today, you know, we've heard he's a billionaire. So I mean, like, you really, like, you have to understand, you know, this episode when we're talking about, you know, flowers, you know, this episode is called Flowers because, you know, giving yourself
Giving
your
flowers
flowers
to all these
and
people.
giving yourself your flowers, and, you know, us recognizing, you know, people who have come from a long way, giving them their flowers is so important because, man, like, come from a long way, like, you know, us not doing that, you know, come on, now you're being real ungrateful. You're not really you can't have an attitude of gratitude if you're not giving yourself your flowers and giving other people their flowers as well, because then you're not acknowledging, you know, the goodness of God in your life for real. You're not acknowledging that the great things that have happened for you to come all this way from where you were, you know, those humble beginnings, those low beginnings, you know, those low times where it's like you didn't know what, you know, for some people didn't know where their next meal was, they didn't know where, you know, they were gonna be the next day, where the next job was coming from, whatever the circumstance was, but it wasn't ideal. And now they're in a place where they don't even have to worry about such things, and then they can even provide for other people who have those worries now, and they can make them, you know, hopefully have to worry less, you know, now that, you know, that they're in a position to do so, you know, like LeBron building schools, a whole I Promise school in his city, and all these, you know, great things that he's doing for children that were just like him, you know, stuff like that. That's, you know, people don't just do that just cause, no, they do that because they're thankful, you know, they have they're grateful. They have an attitude of gratitude. They're thankful, and they know exactly where they were. They know exactly where they came from. They remember how far God has brought them from. They know exactly where they used to be, and they understand where that there are certain people are where they used to be right now, and they are in a position to help them, and hopefully even bring them out of that situation in some way, and to make their lives better. So it goes, like Grace said, everything we talk about connects, and this is just another
I love
um
it.
um example of serving. We're always serving one another. So whether you're a billionaire or someone who doesn't who's not a billionaire, you always have the ability to serve. You always should be serving. You always have there's always an opportunity to serve. And in other words, there's always an opportunity for us to love and show love to one another, no matter what we're doing. And no matter what the situation is. And just depending on and on how you're able to show love again. You can always do that. I think that goes back to Five Star, now episode, one of our earlier episodes called Five Star. You guys can check that out, and it's just about serving, and aka showing one love to one another. So we giving each other our flowers is, it's crucial, man. I mean, show love to one another. I mean, it's not hard to do. And at this current um you know in this present time, we need a lot more of that. Showing each other love, giving each other our flowers, man. Saying, hey, I hope you're doing good today. You looking good today, bro. Yo, much love. Keep going. Yo, what you up to? Oh, I know. I heard you. Oh, you killing on that podcast, man. It's, oh, we should do something together. Stuff like that.
Who said,
No, I'm saying, no. I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
that's, we should give each other our flowers that way,
exactly.
and that's something I personally do. But I love to do. But I feel like, just in general, especially as a society, we should definitely do more of that. When we, it doesn't matter if you ain't seen your boy in a couple weeks or a couple months. When you, if you really boys link back and you link back up, hey, the love don't die. If that's really your homie, if that's really your brother, that love don't die, no matter how far y'all been apart. And that's how it should be, just period. When we see people, just, oh, how you been? It's like, what's up? How you doing? This, that, and the third. Telling each other how things go, encouraging each other if we down, stuff like that. Give each other our flowers, and appreciate one another, compliment each other. Like, come on, that's what we're talking about on here right now. And it has nothing to do with what we got, financially, or where we're at status wise, or who we related to, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? None of that. Get that out the window. Like, just you being you, period. Give each other our flowers, like, hey, really showing love, and not being so distant and so cold, or so off, or so acting like strangers to one another. Like, we all on this earth together, living together right here. Is like, let's stop doing that and get to and talk to one another, period, and really show love to one another as a human race, period. That's how we should be moving, giving each other our flowers, throwing them out without you know without any without any bias, or without any type of conditions attached, just without just throwing them out, man. Just not even thinking twice about it, just throwing the flowers out, roses and lilies and tulips. Throw them all. Come on, like, let's go crazy. Like, we really have to give each other our flowers. Give yourself your flowers. Love yourself. You gotta love yourself. Come on. God made you. God made you for a reason. God put you on it because He loves you. He loves you. Loves you. Love yourself, and love others just as much. Just as much. Love your neighbor as yourself, and hey, give each other our flowers. Give the person next to you a flower. Next time you see him, give your homie a hug, man. Forget a dad, give your homie a hug, and you know what I mean? Like, really show love to one another, and that's what we need to see in this world today. So this episode is called Flowers, man. Give one another our flowers.
It's really important. Like, but like, yeah, like, you know, like basic acknowledgement, basic celebration. Like, hey, you're doing great. Keep them doing. You know, I know, especially. I know for men it's easy to do that, but us girls, okay, us ladies, we only do that when we see a friend is doing good, like really, 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 really good, that we want to be a part of. You know, like let's say I'm posting me and my man, you know, like our engagement. Oh, I got engaged or whatever. Oh, I gotta come to the wedding. Congratulations, girl. That's when we're trying to stop. You know, that's why we want to congratulate people. We don't want to do it when we're like doing like good important things. I mean, some girls do that, but not all girls. No. They're like, they only do that when they actually need to go somewhere and look good and eat and take pictures and brag about my friend and just have fun. But they don't want to do that when you need that encouragement. You need that motivation. You need that support. We don't want to support our friends' business, but we're quick on telling them when something goes down, when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Gotta get away from that type of thinking or that type of mindset.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Definitely.
But again, that's why you gotta know your surrounding and
keep the right people around
exactly.
you, man. And
people might have good excuse.
Yeah.
People might have good excuse. Be genuinely not being able to support or whatever reason that may be. But those who are acting fake, stay away from me. Stay away, because it's not worth it when you know for sure it's not genuine. Why are you giving yourself such a hard time? Okay, and then unfortunately for you, I can read, so I'm good.
Keep that fake love from
Keep that fake love away, far away, 10 feet apart. If that's the longest distance feet apart.
Man, but that's episode 17, man. Just, you know, throw the flowers around. Throw the flowers around and appreciate one another.
And don't be fake.
That's number one, man. If you didn't get the message, that's it right there. Don't be fake out here.
If you didn't get the memo, can't help you.
You know, don't be fake out here.
Okay.
Show that real love, man.
Exactly.
Give each other, your flowers, and especially yourself, man. Love yourself.
Give yourself love. Give yourself some love. You need it. People who do that need some self-love.
Yeah, you need that self-love, and it starts with you.
Because
once you
if
get
you don't
that,
love yourself enough,
you can't spread it out. So stop. Give yourself your flowers. Love yourself.
Within you, then spray it out.
Love yourself for sure, and then give it out after that. Give it out and share that love to everybody that you meet. Literally, for real, just get that love out and just be like, each and every opportunity you have to be there. So that's it, man. Episode 17.
Yes.
Call it Flowers, baby.
Flowers. Don't wait.
Kwanza Global.
Give yourself some flowers.
Family. We out. Peace.